Hello, my name is Joanna Charles and I'm a Suzuki violin teacher based in East London. This is a video to help you prepare for the Stellar Strings concert on the 24th of March 2024 with the London Suzuki Group. So if you've seen my other video giving tips on musette, please have a look at that, but this video is about witches dance. So to recap something I mentioned in the other video, if you warm up and do creepy crawlies up and down the bow a couple of times beforehand, then that will get your fingers working together nicely. And if you work on tonalization with your teacher to really focus on your ringing notes, that will also help as well. Okay, so on to witches dance. So this piece is a really nice piece. It's got lots of character and lots of soul to it. But to start off, let's warm up with Dotted Twinkle. And the thing about this is that we've had dotted rhythm before in Two Grenadiers, but in Witches Dance, we have it a little bit more, right? So I'm just trying to make sure my bow's in the shot. So we want to have, that's the rhythm that we see quite a lot in Witches Dance. So down, down, up, down, up. So if you think, down, down, up, down, up. So we want to really make sure that when we're stopping, we stop naturally, and then it's almost as if somebody's pulling your arm before you go up, and send the other way. So down, stop, down, up, stop, up, down. And that last note is slower, okay? Down, that last up, we want to just engage our thumb and our fingers and give it a little kick. Not too strong, right? Although it's marked as an accent, it doesn't need to be really a crazy accent, okay? So we're going to do a twinkle like that. I'm only going to just do the first section of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I won't do the whole thing, but I'll leave you to continue to do it in your own time, okay? So if we do that in D major to start, okay? I'll give it introduction. Let's see if we can do the bread section or the first section of Twinkle together. Introduction first. Make sure I don't have a rattly violin. Sometimes if we have orchestral mutes on, they can rattle a little bit, so hopefully you didn't hear too much of a rattle. Okay, so if you do the whole twinkle variation like that, down, down, up, down, up, that should really warm you up to that little movement of your bow. So just when you stop the bow, just one last point on it, you want to do a relaxed stop rather than don't leave tension in the string, because you're going to sound really forced after that. So it's just as if somebody's tugging your arm at the bottom and somebody's shoving your arm at the top. I hope that makes sense. So, tugging your arm at the bottom, tug, shoving your arm at the top, shove. Okay? I thought I should just explain that. Okay. So on to the next point. In this piece, you have a D sharp happening, a high third finger on the A string. It happens 3 times. So just be aware that you're going to need to extend your third finger a little bit. Okay? So thinking in terms of finger pattern, you'd be doing the yellow finger pattern here, yellow with a hot pink finger. You need a high 3. All right? So we want reach. And ideally, at that point, we want to make sure that that 4th finger is a ringing note, if you can manage it. Remember we talked about tonalization earlier? This is where it comes in, okay? Ooh, let's try that again. Okay, so just remember to reach your third finger whenever that comes up. It comes up in bar 1, 2, 3, bar 11, and bar 34. Okay, so the next thing that this piece has quite a lot is arpeggio movements. So, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, in D major, that's your D major arpeggio starting on D. So if you can practice that 5 times, just to make sure you know what your fingers are doing. So D string, F sharp with 2, A string, 3rd finger, okay, and back down the same way. So for some people who talk in terms of this, skip, skip, leap, okay? Skip, skip, leap to 3. Leap down, skip, skip, okay? If we can practice that, do that about 5 times, just to warm it up. And then we're going to do an A major one. So. Okay, so again, do that 5 times. And then the next kind of one we're going to do, this is where in this piece, sometimes we have the arpeggios starting from the bottom and sometimes we have them starting from the top. So in bar 15, we have the first note is 3, which is D on A, and then place your 2 on a D string next time. Okay, and just make sure you practice that, because that one's a little bit different to the others. We also have, from bar 17 onwards, we have an A major arpeggio coming down from the top. Practice that maybe 5 times as well. And then in the next bar, we have a D major arpeggio starting from the top. Okay, again, 5 times, practice that. The next bar, we have something a little bit different. For those of you who are old enough to be doing grade 4 theory, I think, this would be, I believe, an E major arpeggio in second inversion. So, just to break that down, we want a 4th finger, high 2, G sharp, E string, B on A, back up, E string, high 2, 4. So let's do that now with busy, busy, stop, stop, or variation A. Good. So keep your thumb soft when you're doing that. Don't panic about it. All of these are notes that you've already played. Okay, so that's the arpeggio movements. We have right at the very end of the piece, we have a very interesting scale, and this would be bar 38. So first of all, we're going to skip. Skip there, 1, 3, and then down by step, starting with a low 2. D major arpeggio. Okay? So practice that just nice and steady so you understand what you're doing with your fingers. I don't think you need to do that 4 times, maybe 2 or 3 times just to see how it's going. Okay, so in this piece as well, we have retakes where you retake the bow. All right? So if you practice your retakes and make sure that you're able to do them quite quickly and land in ready for the next note. So I tend to say when I do retakes, circle, set. And I make sure that set, when I say it and when I do it, is in time with the beat. So I'm ready for the beat that I need. So, circle, set. Yeah? Circle, set. So make sure you're ready for the next beat. If you look through this music, you'll see each time you have a crotchet rest, I believe, there's a circle retake that you do each time. Okay, so it's quite a lot in this piece. It might help you to mark them out. Now, we have a section here that has a very different character. I'm sure you know the section I'm talking about. It's from bar 25 and it's marked under the stave meno mosso, which means less movement or less speed. All right? So it's marked piano as well, so it has a completely different character. But the key thing we're looking at that bit, at that section, is what's happening with our fingers. So going back to this chart here, we've got different finger patterns here. The first one that comes up is a yellow finger pattern. So we're going to have a one that's pulled all the way back to the nut. And in case you don't know, this strip of wood here at the top is called the nut. Okay. All right. Then we have a second finger, tone between, then close with the fourth finger. All right. So we're going to take this steadily. Okay. I'll do it with busy, busy, stop, stop first, so we understand where our fingers are going to go. Okay. Now make your first finger nice and square and bring it back. Okay. So do that 4 times. Really make sure that you understand that you have this shape with your fingers. All right. So tone, tone, but your first finger is going to be all the way back. Keep it nice and square. We want our first finger square like this, not curled under like this. All right. So don't curl your hand to pull back to get the low one. You really need to keep it square and just pull it back from here, from your base knuckle here. Okay. So rather than going smush, you want to go pull. Okay, pull it back. Okay? So once you've done that a few times to really understand where your fingers are, we can take it slowly with the rhythm of the bow. Let's do it together one more time. And again, last time. Now remember, this is going to be piano, so it won't be as long in the bow as the others. So really look after that sound and make sure that your third finger is a nice good ringing note. The next box is bar 27 to 28. This is a different finger pattern. This is the first time we have this. And if you scroll back in the book, and you look at the page before Two Grenadiers that has all the minor scale and the finger pattern exercises, finger pattern number 6, I believe it is. Exercise 10A, I believe it is. That's the one that gives you the warm up for this finger pattern. So this finger pattern is going to be the only one here. So we're going to have a semitone here, then we'll be touching, a tone, a gap, and then touching. So low 4, B flat, A, which is your third finger, which is a ringing note, low 2, which is another ringing note, okay, and then your 1's close. So, just so you get the intonation of it right, so from here. I'm hoping you can see this. So now once you've done that about 5 or 6 times, and this is the new one, so you may need to do this a few more times, then we can put the correct rhythm in. I'll do it again. Low 4 touching. 4, touching your 3. Good, and then, as we've done that box, let's do the next 2 bars. From here, you're going to trigger your finger back again. Your first finger is going to go back all the way to the nut. And these notes are E, 3. Now C sharp touching, 3. With a 4. So that finger pattern is going to be this one. Okay? So we're going to have a really big gap between the 1 on the E string and the high 2 on the A string. So the F natural and the C sharp on the A string. Okay? And we do have that gap again between the 3 and the 4. So let's do it again with busy, busy, stop, stop, or variation A. That's your low 1 on the E string. Forgive me, I didn't mention that first. E string. 3. C sharp, high 2. 3. 4. And to finish A. Okay, so now we're going to put the rhythm in. Down, down, up, down, down. And really slow on that A, okay? And again. 2 more times. Last time. Now, something else important happens on that last A. If you look in the music, you'll see there's a, a hat with a dot, and that's a symbol for a pause or a fermata. So that note is the note that we hold for a bit longer. You're going to really need to watch me for that. Watch me, right? You really need to, when I'm leading that, because we all need to be together for the next beat in the next bar, and you'll see it's marked a tempo, which means back to the first tempo that we had before. So, and I will give a big lead so that we're ready. When you see me do a circle set and get your F sharp ready, your 1 in its usual position on the E string, okay? And then I'll give a big lead, and then we'll go off again, okay? But you really, really, really must watch, and you must practice watching as well, okay? Put that in your head so that you're going to make a nice circle to prepare, and you're going to watch me, and I want both of your eyes on me, not one eye, both of them, okay? And really make sure that you're prepared and you're ready with the F sharp for the next note in time, okay? Good. So we've used, in that little Menamosso section, we've used the yellow, hot pink finger pattern, we've used the orange finger pattern, the one that feels a bit more congested, this finger pattern, right? And we've used this finger pattern here, which is, oh, I can't even do it now, a big gap, right? So just be very careful and really make sure that you're not squeezing with your thumb and that all your fingers feel as if they can reach those notes quite easily. If you have a little bit of a trouble thinking about whether your notes are in tune, see if you can figure out which ones are ringing notes, and then that will give you a way so that you know definitely when you're in tune. Okay, now there's another bar that tends to be quite tricky. So this section here, bar 37, it's the last bar and the second line from the bottom. And it's tricky for a few different reasons, but I'll show you it first. That bar. So what's happening is we're doing a down, crossing string, and doing another down, and then up, down, up. So let's break that apart. Let's break that in stages. Down, down. So down, arm goes down to change the string, and then the bow goes down. So B on the A string, change string. And remember, it changes the speed as well, isn't it? Again. Oh, bit of a crunch there. Okay. And then you get your 2 ready, and it's going to be a low 2, a G natural. So if you remember, down, excuse me, down, down, up. Then, for the next section, you start with that. And so on. So you will understand that will set you up. If you, by accident, maybe if you forget, but you probably won't if you practice it, but if by accident you don't do up, down, up, then try and make sure that the next F sharp, beginning of bar 38, is a down bow, okay? If you might have to do 2 down bows or whatever, just to make sure that that starts on a down bow, all right? I think that's all I wanted to say about that piece. The very, very end, when we finished, down, off, and let your D string ring, okay? So that's all I think I want to say about that piece. So just again, take it in little chunks and practice it in little pieces, and I think you'll be fine. So let's go through it now. Okay. This is going to be slightly under speed. It will be slightly faster on the concert day, but not by much. It will be very, very, very slightly faster. And of course, we will have the online rehearsal the week before the concert, so you'll be seeing me online for that, and I get a chance to see you all right? So, Witches Dance. I hope that really helped. One last point, I think, the Metamossa section. If you practice those finger patterns in your 2-bar blocks, the main one to remember, I think, is once you've played the first one, second one, low 4, when you're playing the 3, you can think ahead and already trigger your first finger back. And I find that helps me as a last point, okay? All right, so I hope that really helps. Again, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and hopefully I will see them and I will respond to them. But happy practicing and looking forward to seeing you at the concert. Bye.